Okay, I'm good now. I think I'm good now. Yeah, shadow's gone. Yep. All right. Nice Sunday afternoon, Curtis.
Sunday afternoon podcast.
That's such a good time
What's
that
the
we do
time?
it. It is 2:49.
All right. It's a good time.
Maybe
Feeling good.
we should do it. Like, do you think the morning or doing it in the afternoon
I
is
think
better?
now's a little bit better.
Yeah,
My
me
brain's
too.
warmed up.
Yeah,
My brain's an
warmed up.
engine,
Yeah,
and it's time to warm up.
yeah. Let me get my Gundy close to
Yeah.
me here so I can sip it quick. Because I always get confused in terms of seasons.
Do you reckon many people overseas know this drink? Bundaberg ginger beer.
I'm pretty sure it's global.
Is ginger beer global?
I don't know.
Do you guys know? I'll hold it to the camera.
Wait, does it say made in Australia there?
Yeah, it's made in Bundaberg.
Oh, is that an Australian place?
It's in Queensland.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. That's probably pretty bad.
Jesus.
Maybe it is
Australian
actually.
family owned, dude.
Ah, but they've been around for so long. I reckon they've probably expanded. 'Cause it's such a good drink. I mean,
No, but ginger beer is
they
a
probably
drink
have their
around
own.
the world.
Yeah, they
It's
probably have their
probably-
own version of ginger beer. You know.
But I love the bottle. It's so unique.
Yeah, so I was saying about the seasons, Curtis. I never know. So I know when it's winter and summer.
Oh, we should talk about getting attacked by flies last night. Mosquitoes.
We can talk about that when we start the podcast.
Oh, really? You
We'll
want to
put
talk
it in
about
there.
that? You actually want to talk about that?
I mean, it's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing.
Isn't it?
Let's quickly give him a rundown.
It's probably a.
Well, we'll introduce the podcast first.
okay.
It's your turn today. I did last time.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Unless you want to be my guest. Or you want to be a co-host today.
Today I'm feeling being a host. You're the
You're a
co-host.
host?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're both
All right.
co-hosts.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here goes. Here goes.
Don't mess it up. Be careful.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Why am I looking at the camera, dude? Honestly.
You're messing it up, dude. It's like you're doing a guide.
Hey. Hey.
Dude, people are going to just tune out now. Like, screw these guys.
Welcome everyone to episode number 7 of Broken by Concept, or acronym BBC. People like that
The
acronym,
BBC show.
the BBC show. This is a podcast that has not got a title yet, but we'll figure out the title based on what we talk about.
Yep.
But we got a lot to talk about, guys.
We do. It's a lot of juicy stuff today.
But we got to start with a little mishap that happened yesterday in our
Fly
apartment.
story.
The fly story. So we live about 30 floor. Are we 34?
33.
We're just giving away like our exact
Fine,
floors.
dude. Two snipers like perched outside.
There is a sniper, dude. The red dot on
Oh,
my
yeah, that's
thing.
the red dot,
Oh,
dude.
that's the sniper,
It's like
man.
Breaking Bad, that episode of Breaking Bad.
The last episode, yeah. So we're enjoying our Saturday night. Last Saturday night,
Yeah.
we were having fun. We're watching Worlds.
Played a bit of PUBG.
Played a bit of PUBG to our detriment, and it's getting hot, right? Oh, that's the other thing as well. I was saying just before we started the podcast, I've always struggled with the seasons, just understanding what season's what season, except for winter and summer. I never know the difference between spring and
No,
autumn.
you know why?
Why is that?
Because your house is always an air-conditioned, like a factory or something.
But I don't think that should count.
Okay, let's give a bit of insight. Whenever I go to Nathan's house, when
Yeah.
he was growing up,
Yeah,
he had his own little room upstairs. It was perfectly air-conditioned.
pretty comfortable.
Every room was like perfect temperature. He had all the blinds down 24/7. You wouldn't know if it was midday, morning, night. It was just perfect temperature. Sorry, I just burped in the microphone. Well, now I know.
That's a
I
first.
shouldn't drink ginger beer before the podcast.
That's enough of that, Curry.
Anyway, you don't have any merit to
Yeah.
talking about seasons because you live in an ice
Well, that's
block
what I'm saying. That's
24/7.
why I struggled to learn it, and I never know the difference between spring and autumn. So are we in spring or autumn right now? We just have winter because we're
We're
in
in
Australia.
autumn, right? Doesn't go spring to summer. Isn't spring after summer? Oh,
Jesus
no,
Christ.
this is bad.
I thought you knew this.
No,
Curtis.
I'm terrible with seasons.
Oh no, so we actually don't know what season is right now.
We're gonna get absolutely roasted right now. You know what happened? You know something.
So
that,
I've got you two. I've got an excuse. Where's your excuse? What the hell?
This actually reminds me of like I was doing a video and I was trying to figure out the difference between affect and effect.
Yeah.
So I asked people on my Discord and I was like, guys, what should I use here? And then we had like 10 people in the discussion. We said, yeah, it's effect with an A. And then I make the video because I was doing my title for my video, and I do what the Discord said. And the first top comment when I wake up is, Curtis, you need to change the title. It's Effect. And with like 34 upvotes. And now I just look like the biggest idiot when it wasn't even me. It was like everyone in the Discord.
Anyway, so this is the same situation.
It is pretty bad. We're going to get obliterated.
But we don't even have a confidence. At least they were confident in their answer. We don't even have a confident answer.
I have no confidence.
Anyway, so it's getting hotter, okay? That's basically what I was trying to get to. It's getting warmer. And we, again, enjoyed our Saturday night. And then suddenly Curtis like sees a fly in our place, right? Because it's like, what the hell, like flies? Because we haven't had any problems with bugs since throughout winter.
I didn't think they went up this high. I didn't think bugs could make it up 33 stories.
Yeah. So we're...
don't they have somewhere else to be?
Yeah, they should be bugging someone on the ground, dude, not us. So we... I'm looking at where they were coming from. So we just see this one fly. And then Curtis like... Oh, like I gotta kill it. Like what did I do? We didn't have any bug spray.
There was only two, right? It was one little fly, one little mosquito, right?
Yeah. So then I literally go and get like deodorant to try and kill it. Because we didn't have any bug spray, right?
You got deodorant, started spraying it with deodorant, and then it went crazy. And he said, "Oh, I think it doesn't like it."
It doesn't like it, but it didn't die. Okay,
no, it was just flying around.
So it's just flying around, and then Curtis like looks up at like the light. And it's just like a nest of flying insects, and it was probably one of the most terrifying things I've ever. And we didn't have bug spray.
No, in the light, there was like a nest.
In the light, literally a nest, and we have two lights, right?
Oh man!
And there was just a nest in it, and we're just like, Curtis like literally ran to his room.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there trying to be the man of the house.
No, what happened? I said, one of us, no, you need to go down to Woolworths and you need to get some bug spray, and then. No, I was chill. You're the one that was panicking. Don't spin this back on me.
No. You know why I was panicking, Curtis?
Why were you panicking?
Because I knew that I had to sort this situation out, and you would just be like, Nathan, you
I
gotta
just
do
couldn't
it.
be bothered, right? Because I would have went to bed.
Exactly right.
I literally would have went to bed with the bugs there.
That's why I was panicking. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, Curtis is gonna leave me to try and figure this out on my own.
No, you could have easily closed your door and went to bed as well.
Curtis,
and then what would happen in the morning?
Dude, they would be like double. They would like all breed with each other or something like that.
Anyway, I was chilling on the couch here looking up. I'm like, well, it's a problem, but it's kind of late and I'm really tired. And I just want to watch TSM versus Fnatic.
Literally
whatever.
a nest of bugs up there.
And
You were happy to go to sleep.
Yeah, I would have went to sleep. I would have closed my door and went to sleep.
Holy shit.
I was so tired, dude. And anyway, Nathan went down to get some bug spray. I'm chilling. And as soon as he comes in with the bug spray, I'm like, all right, Nathan, see, I'm going to my room. I go to my room
nests,
and I close the door. And then he comes to my room like 5 minutes later. So it's a war zone out here. There's corpses everywhere.
Literally like on the table, like everywhere, dude. There's probably like hundreds.
Yeah. And
man, I was so angry as well because it was like the end of the night. We're watching Worlds, just relaxing,
yeah, it was
right?
chill, man.
The last thing I want is to problem solve a problem that's like, you know,
there's problems,
bugs.
Man. Problems aren't good. I want a problem on a Saturday night. I just want to chill.
That's what's so angry.
Oh well.
So now we know.
Now don't leave the door open at night.
Door open at night.
That's what we did. We left the door open.
That's what happened. And literally, because think about it, like our building's all like dark, and then it's just where there's like this little room with all the lights on, with the door open. Because our doors don't have fly screens.
It's a life lesson, dude.
So that's it's a life lesson. No matter how far up you are.
No, everyone has to do it at some point, you know.
Well, the people that listen to the BBC Curtis are not going to do this.
No, they're going to do it.
They'll still do it.
Yeah,
they'll think back.
It's a good experience.
No, it's a good experience.
I reckon it's a good learning experience.
We recommend you leaving open a door with lights.
Yeah, we got to have. That's where life works. You got to have painful experiences, and then because then you remember it, and then you never want to do it again. But if it's not painful, if they just listen to us, you know.
Well,
good luck.
Be smart. Take my
Always
advice.
have bug spray.
Yeah, it's an essential for a household. We literally didn't have it.
No. All right. So okay, let's talk about League. All right.
All right.
Enough
so
about bugs.
no, hold on. The other thing I was going to say as well, Curtis. Have you noticed my facial hair, Curtis?
I just thought you were lazy.
Yes, well, I'm lazy, but it's actually really bad because I want to keep like the podcast as well. Like you're like the bearded
I was thinking
Chad.
of shaving.
You're thinking of shaving?
Yeah, I'm so close.
You
Because
really
summer is hot. It's
no.
annoying.
Oh, your fan base is not going to like that.
I know a lot of my fans. Everyone says
your
that it
YouTube
looks
subscribers
good,
are
but
not gonna like it. No, but I like it because I want you to be like the you're going to be like. Have you seen the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito? He's like a really short guy.
I've seen bits of it, but I haven't really. I saw it on TV a little
It's like
bit.
I'm like the skinny nerd, and you're like the.
But I'm not either. We're both skinny
thick,
nerds, man.
The thick
Everyone's
alpha,
thick.
bearded,
No.
masculine Chad.
Well, one day, but not now. But yeah.
But we got to keep that. We got to keep that going. You know.
Well,
If you shave Curtis, then I got to grow the beard.
yeah. Why don't you do that? Why don't we switch?
You reckon that?
We could switch.
Dude, but it's going summer. Man. It's already so
Summer, yeah,
so-
it's annoying. No, you're in the itchy part. Once you get it out, it's fine.
Yeah.
Mine's just like at night, like I don't know.
Well,
like,
that doesn't give me confidence, Curtis.
I mean, I'm not. It's not comfortable, but yeah.
Maybe we'll just be both clean
But
shaven.
the only bad thing about it is that you have to shave all the time when you shave, right? You have to like shave every 4 days or something.
No, dude, I have to do like 2-3 days. This
Every
this
2-3
is like
days.
this is like 6 days, 5 days actually.
I reckon you look good with a beard. Honestly,
You
you can
reckon?
grow a beard. Looks like you can grow a beard.
Yeah, I think I can. Yeah.
I reckon you
I
have a
never
crack. Dude, this is a perfect time
Why?
because it's like COVID and stuff,
Yeah,
and
but
you
it's
don't go
summer.
out.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you could use the podcast to like track your facial hair growth.
Progress.
All right, let a comment in the YouTube
Oh,
comments if
no.
you want to see Nathan grow a beard.
Should I say an X amount of likes?
We
I'll
need
do
at
it.
least give it a
100.
decent number. 100's ridiculous.
No, it's got to be ridiculous, Curtis.
I would say 70.
70.
If we can get 70 upvotes
Yeah,
on the top comment,
yeah. I'll attempt to grow a beard.
you have to tempt. You have to have a good crack.
Oh, all right, 70.
70 is a good number, dude.
Okay.
Considering I've got a new channel, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
All right, let's go 70.
All right. So, what were we talking about?
We were talking about we were going to start the league talk. That's
All
right.
right. So,
I want to start. I can start with one
You
of my
wanna start
topics.
with something? All right.
So, over the last couple
we should also talk about we're doing the questions today.
Oh yeah, we're going to do questions from our email that we talked about.
So we read them
last
all?
week. Yep.
And we're going to
Chose a couple.
Yeah, I've picked a few, and we're going to go over a few of them today. We'll probably do it in the middle of the podcast,
Yeah.
something like that.
Whenever we see fit.
Yep. And then, so keep again, same thing. If you want your question answered, again, send them through the email brokenbyconceptshow@gmail.com.
You have it in the description, don't you?
Yeah, it's in the description. So
Okay.
yeah. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
So over the last couple of weeks, I've noticed some people joining my Discord server that have actually switched from a role to jungle, you know? And I always ask them why. Why do they switch? Lots of answers. The most common one is usually they feel like they can control the game better, you know, that sort of stuff. It's like, well, like I just have all these shit junglers, right? So I want to be the one to jungle and take over things.
They want to be the shit jungler.
Well, it probably is not going to make it. Probably they're going to be probably a lot lower than
Yeah.
their current level, right?
Yeah.
So it got me thinking.
Yeah.
Switching roles in league. You've done it. I've never done it. A lot of people that we know haven't really like. A couple of questions I want to answer here. When's the right? Is there actually a right time to switch roles? So like the way I thought about it, only switch like so you obviously like learning a role is like learning a skill in a way in its own part. Like if you put thousands of hours, like it doesn't make sense for me to move away from jungle, right?
I would 100% move away from mid if I could.
You would.
If I didn't have a mid lane, if I wasn't okay, I would love to spend months learning other roles. Like if I was way younger,
Yeah.
Say if I was like 18 again, or say
Yeah.
I was 17,
Yeah.
I would have a main role that I'm very good at. I would get to challenger, try and get to challenger with one role. Then I would have a second account that I would like learn a whole new role. I would learn literally like jungle from scratch. And then I would even do that, try and get to challenger, and then I'd go top and do it all again with top or do it with support. I would do multi-role. That's what I would want to do.
Okay.
But I don't have the time to do that. Plus I want to hone in on mid lane and I want to get exceptional mid lane, like be one of the best mid lane coaches in the world.
Yeah.
So I need to really hone in.
Hone in.
But if I was playing more...
What would you go? What would be the first one you went to? So I mean, obviously in your career you role swapped to
So
top.
I role swapped to top, and I did not want to do that.
Yeah, you didn't want to.
I
do
would
that. But
lo-
what didn't you like about it? Was it the role, or did you not like that you had so much experience on mid that you threw away?
At the time, it was both.
Yeah.
I had a lot of experience in mid lane, and the champs I loved. I genuinely didn't like the top champions.
Yeah.
Like I don't enjoy playing them. I didn't enjoy playing. At the time it was like Maokai, and what else? There's a lot of weird tops in that meta, but and
They're
Poppy
not-
and Kennen,
they're not-
I actually didn't enjoy them.
They're not your philosophy on the game about skill shots.
No,
right?
no. I if I would have roll swap, I would have go to support. I love support. I actually enjoy.
I love support as well.
I enjoy a lot of the champs.
But you said okay. Then my next thing was like, is there certain ones that complement each other? So like, I feel like I like support because jungle's about like control and like pressure.
That makes a lot
and
of
vision.
sense.
So like, I gravitate towards support. I actually love playing support because I like. I do this thing where I call like the triangle wards where I go into the enemy jungle. Remember I always used to do this on like
Yeah.
I go 0 and 20 just to get the
You should do it on
triangles
Janna and
Janna.
stuff.
I would suicide
Yeah.
to get 3 wards perfectly in one side of their jungle.
But I think as a jungler, it's very difficult to learn a lane. I think it's very hard for a jungler to go like. It's much easier for a laner to become a jungler than it is a jungler to become a laner.
Yes.
If you start off as a
Yeah.
jungler,
Yeah.
it's very likely your mechanics suck ass.
They all do, yeah.
Right? Like they're bad.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of energy.
Because you're not spending that, like going off your video as well for junglers moving.
it's a whole different
to,
skill set.
Like you're not tethering 24/7.
You don't have to like
Well, you're not
last hit.
kiting jungle camps.
You don't have to last hit. There's no like tethering. I mean, yes, your skirmishing's probably going to be fine, but and depending on the champions you play, but majority of the time, most junglers are going to have pretty poor.
Is
lane
there any
mechanics.
junglers you've known that have actually transitioned to a lane really well? Doesn't exist, does it? Ambition went from mid
I've only
to jungle.
seen laners go to jungle. Like Pabu went to jungle. He went pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen laners switch around, and I've only seen laners go to jungle. I've never seen jungle go to lane.
Maybe jungle's the worst role to learn when you start playing League.
I think jungle is a way better role later on down the track.
Got it.
Like it's way
Probably
better,
right.
in my opinion. Starting
I've never
jungle
thought about that.
digs
It's
you a
actually
hole.
a big hole, yeah.
I think it actually does dig you a hole if you start jungle.
I mean, that's why I sucked. I still do suck.
Like if
I just have no understanding of how to play lane.
because laning translates. I mean, what you learn in AD carry, mid, and
Yeah.
top, they're kind of similar.
Yeah, I don't have that skill whatsoever.
It's a skill you got to develop, a separate skill. Whereas jungle is jungle, like it's just
Yeah.
more game sense and
Yeah.
more game knowledge. Anyone can, if you have basic character control, basic camera control, and like just get a bit of knowledge, and anyone can jungle. Like jungle is probably like one of the easiest to pick up at
Yeah.
a base level. It's hard to master, but it's easy to pick up, I would say. Or it's way harder for laners to pick up laning if you're a jungler. And but in terms of that question you were saying, how what roles synergize together, I think. I mean, if I think back to players who've played multi-role, mid laners make pretty good junglers a lot of the time because they understand how to complement laners very well.
They understand when a lane is in trouble with a wave or something like that, and they
Yeah.
know when to capitalize.
That's
on it.
how
They know how it feels.
That's literally how I got Challenger as jungle.
When was that season?
It was the end of season 8, right?
Yeah.
Because I played on a second account, whatever, and I played only jungle, and I played Lee Sin jungle, Camille, Jarvan, and I got to Challenger, right? I was only low Challenger though for a little bit. When I learned jungle in the off season, because I've learned 3 roles. I learned 4 actually: top, mid, support, and jungle. Jungle only did it for what? That was only probably a month and a half,
wait,
right?
top you learned
As a pro player.
as a pro player. Support was in Korea.
In Korea, yeah.
And jungle was in end of season 8 on OS.
That's correct. And I think I did jungle for about a month and a half, was it?
Yeah, it would have been about a month and a half, 2 months, yeah.
Around that. And I went from... to be honest with you, I only knew basic pathing. I knew a little bit about efficiency, but it was literally just gank. I knew what was gankable. I knew how to play like the fights pretty well, and I just killed people. And that won me games. But I wasn't a good jungler. You know, I wouldn't be able to adapt in metas or anything like that. But in terms of, I also think mid laners can also be good top laners because they're solo lanes and it's all about wave management. But I think top's more, it's more in depth about wave management, like way more wave management. So I think top and mid can actually alternate quite a lot. And that's actually Richard or Fnatic. He went from mid to top really easily.
Yeah. But his Chample was...
He played like Bjergsen, Camille top.
Yeah.
So anyway, if we were to recommend then, what were some good synergies? So this is I would say mid jungle. If you have mid down pat, I would recommend learning jungle as a secondary role. And I actually wanted to do a piece of content potentially about learning jungle as a mid laner. So what I wanted to do was like do a video with you,
Yeah.
getting coaching from you, and then like asking questions. Because I would ask questions what a mid laner would ask. Like, why do this? Or why this? Why not do this? You know? Like, these are the questions I'm hoping a mid laner would
I'll
want to
just focus
ask.
on tracking. You could just track so easily.
So anyway, yeah. And what champions maybe a laner should learn? Or how do they figure out what champions they should play?
I'm happy to collaborate with you on that video.
Yeah, I think that'll be a pretty cool video. So I think mid jungle is a really good one. I think if you're...
What if you're a top laner?
To be honest with you, I think top laners are usually the most...
You're just once a top laner, always a top laner.
I swear top laners are one of the most dumb roles, though.
Oh, all right.
Like macro-wise.
Yeah.
Micro, they're fine.
Yeah.
But
what about TP usage and stuff?
I think they would get really good from learning jungle. But for some reason, a lot of top laners play AD carry secondary.
Interesting.
So many.
Interesting.
Because they're all mechanical. Top's actually, in a way, more
Super
mechanical than mid. In a weird way, because the champions that are played, there's like Fiora, there's Camille, it's like Jax, there's all like these very micro-reliant trades, like very GP. These are very mechanically demanding champions, comparatively to mid lane. Mid lane's a different type of mechanics. Like mid lane's more tethering and like weird trading patterns, but top's like constant skirmishing, you know? So I actually think top laners generally have pretty decent mechanics. It was never the case back in the day, though.
Has it got something to do with like the length of the lanes, like the same?
Maybe.
Like they're too uncomfortable with too short of a lane.
But I do think, for some reason, in my experience, top laners do enjoy AD carry, and they're pretty good at AD carry. So I would say top AD carry for some weird reason. I can't really tell you why. Mid and jungle. If you're a support player...
Wait, but remember, only mid to jungle.
Yeah. Not jungle to
shouldn't
mid.
learn mid.
I think...
Dude, I think you're just screwed as a jungle.
I think jungle you have to pick support.
Yeah.
I think support because you don't really need the lane mechanics, kind of.
Because you're not CS in.
But I think support's a great role though. You can utilize your skills that you've developed in the jungle.
Dude, I actually enjoy playing support as much as like I suck at it. Like I feel like I could get good at it if I like really put focus on it. You know.
Well, in my opinion, great supports they're amazing at jungle tracking. They can read the map where plays are going to break out.
Yeah.
Think about the next objective. But the only element of it that you're not going to understand is like waves and stuff like that. You're not going to know how to create favorable situations in the lane, which, you know, maybe something you can learn from another channel or something like that. But anyway, yeah, that's interesting. I never really thought about that.
And then where does support go when you talk about that? An ADC. If you're an ADC, where do you go? ADC plus mid? Like what does Calvin play on off roll?
I'm pretty sure he plays top.
So top laners and ADC is just that's just them.
I'm trying to think about other AD carries. I mean, Raze used to play mid.
Yeah. Has there been any career swaps in professional play from ADC to X?
I don't know,
No one really roll swaps in professional.
No one roll swaps from
AD
carry.
Anyone who has not been had. Wait, who's the?
I actually get quite a lot of people going from AD carry to mid.
Okay.
Who come to
that
my
makes
Discord.
Sense. I mean, it's pretty mechanics, right?
A lot of people come to my channel, from AD carry. I actually get a lot of AD carries watch my content in general.
Oh, really?
I even get it on my Twitch chat saying, hey, I'm an AD carry. And a lot of them commented on my micro video, which is interesting. Because they feel like they're not in control of their games. Which was actually one of the questions we're going to answer later so we'll riff off that later on in the question and answer section. But probably I guess AD carry is a weird one, man. I'm assuming top lane though because it's more mechanical. But anyway, and then support.
Afremu switched from support. Oh wait, Afremu was ADC originally switched to support. I mean, he was successful with CLG.
What was Lemon Nation? Was he always support? I swear he was something else before that.
No, you're thinking of another support player.
There was another support player that rolls from either jungle to support or support.
Oh yeah, I think it was Yellow Star.
Was he AD carry and he went to support, right?
Yeah. Maybe support's just switched to ADC.
I don't know.
Because they understand the lane or something like that.
And then support, I think just jungle maybe.
No, support like just ADC.
I'll support AD carry, you reckon?
Oh, but then also, so I think ADC can go everything but jungle.
Yeah.
And support can go
that kind
only
of
to ADC.
Yeah. But a lot of the Korean pros are very good at most roles.
Yeah. If you want to be one of the best players, you need to play.
You got to play a lot. But for the average player,
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's very interesting. But I actually got way better at mid lane after playing other roles. I got better at mid after I come back from Korea and learning support. Because I was so good at understanding
It's like opening up a
roams and
little
stuff.
extra bit of your brain. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, that's what that person's feeling.
And I got much
that
better.
role.
I got much better at laning as well after doing my after jungling as well. Like just to know what the kill threat was.
Yeah.
And the importance of not dying to ganks.
Mm.
Like you die to one gank, the jungle is
But
in such a good spot.
Yeah, it's also if that jungler fails that gank,
Yeah,
he's in a bad spot.
The importance of avoiding ganks or wasting time.
Huge,
If you
man.
waste the jungler's time,
Oh.
especially in that meta when it was Rek'Sai.
Camille,
Jarvan,
it was level 2
Camille,
junglers. That's when Scuttle Crab spawned at 230, right?
Yeah, and it was all about those early scuttle
Yeah.
fights. It was all about early pressure, level 2 ganks, and things like that. Like I would Jarvan level 2 gank all the time. That's all I did. I would go like red through mid and then get top scuttle or whatever it was. It was like super cheesy stuff. But yeah, that's what opened up for me.
The other thing I wanted to touch on before we move on from this topic is when is the right time for someone to switch roles?
I mean, I actually get this question quite often in terms of role selection. Like, how do
Okay.
I pick my role?
Yeah.
Dude,
I guess that's probably the
it just
same
has
question.
to come like, it has to be your gut feeling, what you enjoy the most. In my opinion, it's actually nothing to do with what is best for climbing. If you're role swapping to jungle because it's best for climbing, then I think
That's the wrong mindset.
the only role that is worth swapping out of, even if you enjoy it, is AD carry. Because AD carry, in order to be good at AD carries, you have to be very You have to be very good micro-wise, and some people just don't have it. If you're like the average 25-year-old dude who really just started playing League, you're gonna have a very difficult time playing AD carry. You're gonna have way more fun at the game, even though yes, temporarily you may not enjoy it, but the level in which you will reach as a support or a jungle or a mid laner or a top laner is going to be much more enjoyable than what you would have otherwise been able to reach as an AD carry. That's how I feel. AD carry is the only role in which I would recommend people to swap out of if they're not mechanically gifted. Okay. So outside of that, I don't think you should swap. It's all about what you enjoy the most.
You got to have fun because that I mean, it helps you play the game and improvement as well, right? Like
Yeah,
if you just hate your role. But again, people will start hating their roles for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
I
they
feel.
do.
It's just like an excuse or start blaming things.
It's
you know?
just an excuse because they're going to get to that same level at the same problems in the next role. Because that's the way the game works. You can get to a certain point by yourself or with X amount of resources or with X amount of thought and dedication towards the game. And then to take things to the next level, you have to put in a lot of effort. You have to maybe get coaching or you have to maybe spend more effort watching VODs or whatever it is. That's the plateau. And then you got to break through that plateau. Then you got to level up your game. So at the end of the day, it all comes to fun because I say the exact same thing to One Tricks. People say, oh, Curtis, what's the best champion in One Trick? I say the exact same answer every single time. And the answer is, it doesn't matter. Yes, even if I were to tell you, hey man, hey Sam, little Sammy, the best champ to One Trick is Yone. You should One Trick Yone. They get 30 games deep. They start losing every game. And then they'll come, this champ's like, I don't know about the champ. If you love that champion, you will find a way.
I figured it out with
Little
Lydia.
Sammy will find a way to make Yone work no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's the way that's why every One Trick works.
Yeah.
That's why you see AP Rakan, some random AP Rakan player in Grandmaster, or some random Graves mid One Trick, or some random Pike mid. They are obsessed with that champion. Same as Katarina. Like, you can make any champion work to a certain extent, to a high elo.
To at least Diamond 1.
I think you could probably get every champ to at least Master.
Okay.
But the thing is then, certain champions kind of cap out. Like, you're not going to be able to play, like, KO mid to rank 1 or, like, AP Janna mid to rank 1. Like, there's certain, like, things. Anyway, yes, you can literally say, oh, but Curtis, how do I play, X champion to this level? Like, what should I play this champion? It's like, if you love it and you want to one trick it and you want to be obsessed about it and you want to find solutions to problems, fine. Because then you got to get into the runes, you got to get into the itemization, the game pace, creative ways to level up certain abilities to escape certain lane matchups. It's like that Dunn guy, the Victor player. Like, he figured out all these niche rune pages and ways and itemization to play, like ways to play the lane to navigate every single matchup. Even though Victor's like, dog shit in most games in high elo.
One tricks are actually super important for the game, if really, because it actually impacts pro play. Because it's like, I remember there's a story. Have you heard the one about the Alawi guy in Korea? I think I heard like Alice or something like that talking about it. But there's this one guy in Alawi. People know how strong Alawi is based on this one guy in Korea. based on his rank.
Right.
So when
'Cause he's like perfected the champion.
yeah, he plays it all the time. So it's like he's like sitting in Diamond 1 or something like that at the time. And it was like, oh, Alawi sucks. But then he got to like challenge, like, oh, we're going to play Alawi.
Oh, that's awesome.
Literally, this one guy, people just look at him to know the strength of Alawi.
That's so cool.
How cool is that?
Yeah, there's so many one tricks that innovate builds.
Yeah.
You were talking to me about the Heckram guy.
Yeah, the Can See You. Yeah, that was really, really. I mean, that's what everyone copies.
Everyone copied
his
him
style.
off of one trick.
The
Yeah.
worlds right now.
They just innovate. Yeah, they're important. I mean, they're never going to be pros. It was highly unlikely they're going to be pro players. Like, even Doimby, I was watching Doimby stream or whatever, and he was talking about how like one tricks can't be pro players. He was saying that. He thinks that they can't be. He said, yes, they can play, like, they can be very good at one champion, but they also have to be able to play other champions. That was like Showmaker. Showmaker was like a Katarina one trick, but then he was also very good at other champions he played, you know? But anyway, yeah. What were we talking about before that? I actually lost train of thought.
Well, we went from roll swap into one trick because people would say that you would like, which champion courtesy do I want?
Oh yeah, it's all about fun. Yeah, we're talking about
fun.
like fun.
Yeah, fun's really important.
Enjoyment. It's very important.
Enjoy the champion. Enjoy the game. It helps you improve quicker.
Yeah.
If you hate a champion, you're not going to get anywhere. Like literally, you're going to be
even if
treading
you
the water.
think it's even if you don't even not like it, even if it's just average,
Yeah.
you gotta love it. You gotta be obsessed.
Love it. Yeah. Like I'm going to master this champion no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, at all costs.
That's the mindset.
Definitely.
I did with Udia.
Did it with
Shittest champ in the game.
the worst champion in the game. Ridiculous.
All right, Coach, you want to do your topics now?
Yeah, I got a spicy one.
All right, here we go.
So, I love this one. So, you know how in Korea they have the PC bang?
Yep.
And then
PC bang culture. We've been to Korea many times. We've witnessed what is it for people that may not have been there or may not know?
PC bang is like an internet cafe.
How do you say it? It's PC bang? PC bang?
PC bang?
PC bang? We call it PC bang.
Bang, whatever. I don't think it matters, man. So yeah, you know how you go on, there's all the games, and they have like a popularity. You can see the popularity of games played in Korea, and generally that, you know, you're able then to see if that game's going to be like a big esport and things like that. There was a post recently as an updated popularity list of the games in Korea, the PC bangs.
In the PC bangs.
And number one was League of Legends by far.
What are we talking about?
Now, I have a picture on my phone of the rankings. So number one, League of Legends, 52.43%.
So 52.3%
Of people playing,
half the people in PC.
over half.
Over half are playing League of Legends.
That's correct.
Insane for one game.
One game. So
Whoa.
it dominates, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely dominates.
Yeah.
Number two, guess number two.
So the number two, I know that PUBG is super popular.
It is. It's always been really
because
popular.
remember we went to Korea, like when PUBG came out, dude. It was because that was 2018. PUBG came out 2018, right? Was that 2018 boot camp?
No, it came
on
out.
the
It was
screens.
2017.
Oh, it
dude.
was 2017. Sorry. Yeah, but by the time we went there, 2018, it was everywhere.
So
man.
popular, man.
Everyone was
Posters
playing.
everywhere.
Yeah, like literally went into the when we
There was
went to
more
our
people
boot
playing
camp,
PUBG than League.
I think there was
when
that
we
time.
were at the PC Bang.
Yeah.
100%. It was that one
It was
specifically.
either PUBG, League, or Overwatch.
Yeah.
That's what we
Overwatch
saw.
also got really popular when it first came out as well, but now it's dead.
Yeah.
But number two is FIFA Online.
That's just insane to me.
Well, reading this here, it says FIFA Online 4.
Can I look at that?
What's in Korean?
Oh, what the hell? I can't read that.
Yeah.
FIFA Online.
Yeah, that's what it says.
So they love soccer. Wait, is their soccer team good in real life?
Korea's okay.
Wait, is Korea?
Yeah, actually not that bad.
Korea's sports are like baseball. They love their baseball.
They
right?
love baseball. They're actually not that bad at soccer. They have some okay players. But
There's
they
just
get
baseball
exported.
and soccer, right?
There's like the
there's that
like
Korean guy that was
there's
super
one
famous.
there's
Didn't he
like-
win?
there's two.
Like
One for Manchester United. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, FIFA. So guess what percentage is that though? FIFA Online, the number two game,
I'm gonna say 10.
7.69%.
Get out
So it
of
goes
here,
from
dude.
52.43% rank one to 7.69% number two. Number three is Battlegrounds at
PUBG.
6.32%.
Yeah.
Then
That's pretty close, actually.
Sudden Attack. Then it's Sudden Attack, which
What's
is like an
Sudden-
FPS. It's
like
like
a-
an old school FPS that
Okay.
Koreans have been playing forever.
Instead of Counter Strike, it's
Yeah.
like their version of Counter Strike.
And then Overwatch is fifth at 4.16.
Yeah.
Then Maple Story at 2.76. Then
Whoa.
StarCraft at 6.4. At rank 8 is Dungeons, like some Dungeons fighter game. I don't know what that is. Lost Ark at 9. And 10 is... What is that? Oh, Warcraft 3 at 1.16. So Overwatch isn't even in, or Valorant. Oh no, sorry. Overwatch is rank 5, but Valorant, is not even in the top 10.
Because they just think Sudden Attack's better than Valorant.
Yeah, so Valorant died. It was there for a bit,
yeah.
and they thought it would be really popular in Korea,
Yeah.
like League was, or even Overwatch, and it didn't.
Fascinating.
It got, apparently I was reading the Reddit comments, they were saying how it got to about 1 to 2% when it came out, and now it's just dead. Or was there for maybe a month or two, and now it's just not even in the top 10. It's literally overtaken by, like, not even, Warcraft 3 is 1.17%. Ranked 10. So it's not even in the top 10.
These old school. Think about how many of those games are complete old school.
All these old school games.
Warcraft, FIFA. I mean, FIFA's like been around forever.
So Overwatch is 5th with 4.1, so it's dead. So the only game by far is League. It's dominating.
It's huge.
But
Popular. In Korea, it's insane, isn't it?
It's insane how big League is. And one of the comments, and I was scrolling through the comments on Reddit, and I love this comment. I think it's so true, is the only game that will kill League is League.
Yep.
League is the greatest game, and it's too big. And the only
It's too big to fail.
It's too big to fail, and the only people that can make League die is League. If they ruin the game somehow, they do bad patches, some insane scandal comes out for something, like, there's no game I don't think that can come out, at least in the next, I mean, I can't see League not being the most popular game for the next 10 years. I just can't.
Yeah, I don't think anything's even close right now.
The infrastructure behind it's just unbelievable. And the game's always...
Well, I mean, it's also, people are so invested in the characters, you know? And I think that's the thing that's Riot are doing really smart, is like they're making all these games based on the characters, because people have such a emotional investment to these characters, you know? It's why cosplaying is like so big and stuff like that, with like these characters.
And it actually shocked me. I did not expect
That's ridiculous.
League to be that dominant.
53% than 7%.
It's a slaughter. It's not even close. Wow.
Dude, Faker must literally be a superstar there, man.
Yeah. And apparently in League as well, in China, sorry, it's insane as well.
Yeah, China's really big.
So anyway, great signs for League. And I was laughing because, like, imagine Monte Cristo, dude.
Well, the move to Overwatch.
Move to Overwatch, man.
I mean, you know, it was a calculated risk. I think he had his reasons.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. People say, like, Overwatch screwed up. Like, in what
the ranking system was shocking.
Yeah, the ranking system was shocking, but, like, what could have Overwatch done to beat League, though?
I don't know.
Like, I don't see it. It would take a fair share. It could have taken a fair market share, right?
Well, it did.
But I just don't see how
the
spectating was terrible.
Yeah, spectating terrible.
Like, the rank system was terrible. So rank system is very important for a good game, right?
Yeah, I think that makes or breaks a competitive game.
Well, so what was wrong with the Overwatch rank system?
I can't remember, but people complained about it.
Right. And to be honest with you, I kind of see Overwatch dying. I don't see it I don't see it surviving, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found that super interesting. How big it is in Korea. Props to Riot, man.
So it's huge in Korea, huge in China. Do you know? I'll be so interested to know the stats in NA. NA more console games, right? And same with Australia, right? Like we're more.
You can't figure out that stat though.
It's so hard, right?
It's so hard
because they have PC bangs that you have.
That's what everyone just plays.
Yeah, plays up there.
Most people play at PC bangs. Yeah, so that's just it's not really a topic. I just kind of wanted to bring that up. I just found that fascinating.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So with Worlds obviously starting.
Yep.
We had the first day of group stage yesterday.
Yep.
Which was awesome. There was a lot of stomps.
So when we're recording, when this gets posted, the second day results will be out, but
Day 2 will be out, but we're not gonna. We haven't seen them yet.
Yep.
But anyway, we had a few interesting games. And before we go into Worlds, I mean, I'll let you talk a little bit about that in a second. But there's one concept, and there's one interesting. This is a conversation I had with Carbon. So Carbon's he's an owner. I don't know if he's an owner or is he a head manager? What is he now?
Yep.
Owner / GM of Legacy, who were the OS representatives heading into Worlds, and they obviously got knocked down in the play-ins. And Carbon's a great dude. He's a great dude. He's an old school player. He's been around for a very long time.
Legend of the O scene.
Legend of the O scene. And we had a great... I remember... just for some reason, I remember this conversation with him. I can't remember where it was. And he has a theory about why... one of the main problems, or one of the biggest misconceptions about spectating League... So just the average spectator watching a pro League game. And he says there is an absolute disrespect for what the players see in a game.
That's actually such a good point.
It's such a good point.
Because literally, when my mum started watching my game, like Dire Wars games and stuff like that, it wasn't like she. I mean, she was following us since for 3, 4, 5 years since I was running doubles, right? It wasn't until like year number 4 where she figured out that
you don't have that information.
What the player couldn't see. The player couldn't see what we saw. That's why she was so confused by
how fog of war works.
Yeah, it's like, why is he not running away? He's there. Why can't you see him running? Yeah. She didn't know that for years.
And it's fascinating because we know we've played a lot of like competitive games, and just any pro player will know this, is that we sit back watching this pro game from the comfort of our own home, and we get to see the beautiful mini out with all the wards. We get to see where everyone's pathing. We know where everyone is at every second of that game. When you're in the game, you have like a sliver of the information that we have on the broadcast. And the reason I got thinking about this conversation, because it's such a good point, and no one talks about this, and this is why people on Reddit and Twitch, they flame players when they would have. It's impossible for them to know this information. And the reason why is because there was a TSM versus Fnatic game. And I mean, there's so many things I want to talk about this game, but one of them was Evelynn. Evelynn is one of those champions, and people always say, like, why is Eve so good in pro play? Or like, why do people lose to Eve? But why is a champion like Eve, why do you need to punish him so hard, levels 1 to 6? That sort of thing. What happened in that game? TSM were in an okay spot, but what happens, even if the game is even, and then the game gets to somehow gets to mid game, you have a somewhat decent side laning champion like a Lucian. They had Lucian and Evelynn. No one will want to go to that side lane, even if they can't even go even a little bit above.
They can't do any sort of trading
because they don't know where Eve is. Eve can hover and assassinate anyone in the side lane. And the scary thing is about Eve comparatively to other junglers, usually you can see the jungler somewhere on wards, or at least you have enough vision, like deep in the jungle or somewhere on one side, so you can push all the way out. That just doesn't exist with Eve, or like, obviously does if you see Eve on a camp or something like that, or on a pink ward somewhere. But most of the time, they're not going to know where Evelynn is.
Well, think about this.
So he has pressure on both sides simultaneously a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Which is, we don't know that feeling watching it. Like, we don't understand how much threat someone like Bjergsen playing Syndra is in that game. And a mobile mage. You don't know what it's like to play Camille. And that's actually one of the hardest things. Evelynn traditionally has been a hard counter to any split push champion, because he can be anywhere, and the side laner is shit scared 24/7. So they can't use Camille can never use E aggressively, right? Because they're so scared that Evelynn can just be there and one shot them in the side lane. And it's got me thinking, holy moly, no one talks about this. How scary it would be for Evelynn. They refer to Evelynn being stealth and stuff like that. What they should do is show...
It's like her one-shot assassination potential is actually just her threat of her invisibility.
It's the fact that Eve is not showing anyone on the map. Even if she... And the crazy thing, she's like farming Krug somewhere and both side lanes are scared at the same time. No other jungler in the game can do that. That's just bullshit. And what they should do is show the point of view. And then I want the casters to highlight, look at, being... Camille in this situation. This is why TSM aren't able to shove the waves out. Now, as a result, they're getting really far behind in farm. And now Fnatic and Nemesis is able to shove deep in the side lane. Bwipo is able to shove out the side lane deep as well. They're able to get a lot more map control, which means that they're always able to control rivers, always able to control objectives, and essentially just choke out TSM. And that's why Spic is getting caught. Like, that's why the team gets caught. It's just, you just get strangled. I just found this like a really interesting topic that I haven't heard anyone speak about, like how little we understand what it's like to be a pro player. Yes, you can see it in pro view, but just in terms of the broadcast, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, you can actually also get a little bit confused with information as well. Like, I mean, especially via your teammates sometimes. So it's like they could say like...
you mean if in TSM in that situation?
Well, I mean, just any team.
Right.
I mean, you could maybe miss, or sometimes you might get distracted in the game about something. You miss something,
right,
that you should have gotten, and then that is affected. You have misinformation. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So you're saying you would have got a kill if you had known where she was or something? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, or maybe someone on your team should have got that information and they didn't relay it. Like, let's say flashes or something like that. I mean, I probably would expect everyone knows flash time is 24/7, right?
So you're saying like the lack of information decreasing the quality of decision making. Is that what you're referring? I'm kind of confused what you're referring to.
I'm sort of referring to. I mean, that's the aspect. I'm sort of referring to is that your teammates can.
So I know what you're trying to get at. I think what you're trying to get at is we know what information is there. We have all the information in front of us. We know who doesn't have ult, who doesn't have flash, who doesn't have teleport, where if they have pink wards, whatever it is. But in the game, we don't know what has and hasn't been said. So we don't know what they know in the game.
That's right.
So we may think that's an obvious play. Why would they not go for that play? But they don't have the necessary... Yeah, I know what you mean.
Someone's accidentally mistimed a flash.
Yeah. That's actually a really big one. That actually happens. You know, people not time flashes, or they lost the track of this time flash, or they mistime it.
Or they mistime it by 15 seconds or something like that.
That can be huge.
So there's many aspects. You know, again, we have all the luxury of all the information.
Yeah, we have the luxury of that information, yeah.
But it's hard.
Talking about TSM versus Fnatic as well, I saw that when I was rewatching the VOD as well, and I was seeing the draft phase, there was an interview with Bjergsen that infuriated me.
Infuriated.
As a coach.
Infuriated. Just as a coach, not as a spectator?
No, not as a spectator, as a coach.
As a TSM fan?
I am a fan of Bjergsen, but this infuriated me. The interview was with Ashley Kang. Is it Kang? Whatever. And she was asking Bjergsen, you know, about the draft. All right, about this draft, and they were saying, you know, with all the rise of Evelyn and things like that, did you guys have a plan or whatever? And I can't remember what the question was exactly, but Bjergsen's response was, yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed at the draft. Or something. I'm a bit annoyed at the draft. You know, I don't know why. I don't know why we gave self-made Evelyn. He's one of the best Evelyns in the world, and we didn't punish it in the early game, so we just lost the game, or something like that. And it's like, that quote, like, I don't know why we didn't ban Evelyn. You know, like, I don't understand why we gave him Evelyn.
It's not a mystery that Self-Made's an Eve player.
It's not a mystery. He's played it plenty of times. He's known as one of the best Evelyns in the entire world.
It's currently in the meta.
And you picked Nidalee, right?
But it's not the thing you're infuriated about is that's the first thing, like he said, like he.
Well, what's infuriated me is like, take responsibility. You as a team had to have been aware that they're going to play Eve.
There was a conversation that happened saying, do you guys want to give him Eve? And the conversation was yes.
Either option is concerning. Either you didn't have a conversation about his Evelyn, which is incredibly concerning, or you did have the conversation and the conversation was low quality, or you decided to give him Eve thinking that it wasn't going to be strong, in which you should take responsibility and say, we know why we gave it, we thought we could beat it, but we messed up. And that's the response. Versus, I don't know why we gave him Evelyn. Like, what?
Yeah, it's not good enough.
It's just not good enough. Your job as like, it's not even up to the coaches. The coaches get roasted for this shitty draft sometimes. But it's a team game. The players equally contribute to the draft as coaches. The coaching staff, they're not dictators, and they don't say to players, you're playing this Bjergsen, we're playing this, we're not banning this. They say, hey guys, you know, what do you guys think about this? Are you guys happy with this plan? We all good? We sold on this? That's the way the conversation goes. Yes, I don't know this 100%, but 99% of the time, that is how it goes from my experience and from talking to other coaches and just even hearing the comms on stage. Anyway, that just really annoyed me, and which actually led me to the draft. What did you think of the draft?
There's actually a comment in one of our recent, I think it was the last episode. Someone wanted to know why Syndra's a priority at Worlds at the moment. Is it good into Lucian?
Okay, so Syndra versus Lucian. I actually spoke about this within my Lucian guide. It's a great pick for minimizing.
Yeah, and Syndra's perspective.
You just go even with the Lucian. And Syndra actually started to win that matchup. So it's
and
actually...
then do you outscale with Gathering
It actually
Storm?
does kind of become favored at Lost Chapter as well. Like, Syndra can actually win at Lost Chapter. It's a pretty decent matchup. And it scales fine into it. It scales good. Especially with that phase rush option. Like, you're not going to kill him early game, but you go even alongside him. And Lucian can't really kill you. And the reason being is that Lucian is always going to be scared to like dash into you because you can just, as a result, you can just like QE and proc phase rush, QE W or QE order and then run away. And then Lucian can't really chase you down. Or most of the ways how Lucian actually gets a solo kills, he actually like pokes you down, dashes, and then tries to culling you. And then you can interrupt his culling with your E as well. Or Lost Chapter, you have so much threat that he can't literally face tank your combo. Because Lucian doesn't want to build Hex Drinker no matter what.
Would Lucian still take Ignite in that matchup or cleanse?
He went TP. Because I think that is a matchup and you probably should go TP in competitive because you're not going to be able to get a solo kill. But even in like solo kill though, I would still go like Exhaust or like in that matchup as Lucian. To play super aggressive. Anyway, that's how that matchup should go. I don't mind the mid matchup. the Syndra Lucian, the way that draft pans out. But Syndra Nidalee is just dog shit. Syndra Nidalee, unless your Nidalee is getting significant leads in the early game and you have a plan to guarantee that, then it's it's such a risky duo.
I mean, so Nidalee's meant to counter. I mean, she does counter because of traps, right? You can traps everywhere and she just gets seen, right? And it's obviously early pressure.
That's
She's
so much
a melee
harder
champ.
to do in competitive play.
I tell you what, Curtis, you know what the pick is and no one's picking? It's Kha'Zix.
Into
Syndra, Kha'Zix into Lucian, Eve.
Yeah, it's actually good.
It is... trust me, you can't lose.
That's actually a really good mid-jungle duo.
Okay? Because Kha'Zix gets a free early game and Kha'Zix is exceptional into Eve. I think Kha'Zix is a harder counter to Eve. This is what I talk about my guide. I'd rather play against a Nidalee than a Kha'Zix. Visualize how fights play out, Curtis.
And Kha'Zix and Lucian and Eve have pretty unreliable hard CC onto a Kha'Zix as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Lucian's actually not good into Kha'Zix at all.
So you can do whatever you want as Kha'Zix.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
And the damage spread is so good.
Damage spread is good. AD, like you have set up with Syndra, Kha'Zix. Think about it. Think about threats on Lucian.
No, I think people are over complicating or they're overemphasizing runic echoes.
In the jungle.
Well, yes, it's really strong, and everyone
it
is
is
trying to get the AD mid, or they're
Dude,
trying to play Lucian, Gragas.
Play Kha'Zix into Eve, man. I'm telling you.
A lot of other. I mean, Lucian. I called this. I called this in my pre-worlds mid lane tier list. I said Lucian will be the number one contested pick, and it's literally getting first picked or banned, right?
Like, there's so much threat Kha'Zix can E onto Lucian.
Yeah, it's
the
really good
ults,
into Lucian.
Like playing against Eve, you ult away from him, you get caught. If you get caught in River, you're insta dead because you ult away. He just E's. He has ults.
And then maybe they're not willing to trade. Because if you play Kha'Zix into Eve, you don't punish Eve's early game.
Yes, you do. You
Really?
Can. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, again, it's not so much Curtis. It's fine. It's the opposite. They can't punish Kha'Zix's early game.
Yeah, Kha'Zix has a pretty.
Dude, Kha'Zix destroys isolated Eve, man. Early game. Think about it. Who wins that 1v1?
You mean Eve, Kha'Zix?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kha'Zix should easily win, right?
And obviously Lucian has... So Lucian gets priority against Syndra early.
It's pretty even.
It's pretty even.
Even priority.
Dude, you're contesting that first grab, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's that. So I think people are they're over... Okay, Nidalee is a champion. You have to have a game plan, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you have to have a game.
But
that's the thing about Kha'Zix. You don't need one,
Think
dude.
about Damwon. Think about the teams that have had success with Nidalee. They either had a set mid...
Yeah.
Right? So I believe DRX, Chovy, played set mid with Nidalee, which is, good because you have the damage spread, you have the utility, you have the CC, that sort of thing. And you create space for the Nidalee because Nidalee's a carry.
That's right.
Right?
Carry
and utility and
Yep.
frontline is great with Nidalee.
Yep.
Conversely, you go Twist of Fate. Yes, the damage spread isn't there, but it's hard CC. Hard CC with Nidalee is great. You need hard CC. And the great thing about that, there was, they played, what's their name? Damwon. They played Showmaker played Twist of Fate. They played Nidalee and they played Naguri played Camille. TSM, Broken Blade played Camille, but they played Nidalee Syndra. There's a big difference there because Camille is a very volatile matchup with volley, very heavy trading. Syndra really struggles to influence the side lanes. She's predominantly a lane scaling, isolated 1v1 champion. Although she can set up ganks, the CC's way less reliable, especially when they start building mercs comparatively to like a Twist of Fate.
Yep.
And Twist of Fate can play to the side lanes really, really well. And apparently Damwon Gaming pretty much undefeated with that trio. You can't beat them, which I was again pretty confused about. But anyway, I feel like TSM from draft in the first 3 picks alone, they were screwed.
You said that Dwayne broke down the draft as well.
Yeah, and Dwayne did a thing. He said that same thing. He said in the first 3 picks, it was GG. Because you have double AP mid jungle versus Lucian is one of Nemesis' best champions. Perfect damage spread between Eve and Lucian. They have very unreliable synergy and CC setup between Syndra and Nidalee. And very, very difficult. And Lucian is great into Nidalee. Because Lucian hates hard CC and hard engage. But Nidalee does nothing. Lucian can ignore all of...
You can't get hit by a spear.
You literally can't. You build mercs as well, and you're never going to die.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate Nidalee into Lucian.
It's terrible. That mid jungle combo. Anyway, so that was a bit of my... I'm disappointed in TSM. And we should probably talk about pick'ems now, right?
Yeah, let's go into our pick'ems for Worlds.
You want to kick it off, Nathan?
All right. What were my pick'ems here? I regret some of my pickings after day one already.
Me too.
Let me get them up. I did say, remember I said as well, Curtis, that the for the Fnatic TSM game is that this is the game that dictates whether TSM get out of groups or not. And I think they're done. Which is great for my pick'ems because guess what I did, Curtis?
What did you do?
For Group C, I put them as last.
God damn it, dude.
That was before, and that was my lucky. All right, so Group A for me.
Yeah.
I had Sunin as...
Suning.
Sorry. So they're the third seed from China. And then G2 second. Reason I didn't put G2 on top of them is because I feel like G2 for some reason are not good at best of ones right now.
Okay.
But in series that they'll come out.
They're so good in series. So they can best of 5
They can best of 5 things. Then Liquid third, and then Marquis Esports. I think LMS is actually just not good anymore. I think LMS has no chance, by the way. And Marquis Esports, they 3-0'd Talon, by the way, in the LMS finals. So they're the number 1 seed from there. But I think Liquid's just going to beat them.
Okay.
I think Liquid's actually looking pretty good. I think they have a good... I like Jensen's priority on Silas, by the way. I feel like Silas hasn't been played much. Everyone's prioritizing Lucian. Is Lucian really bad into Silas?
Yeah, he gets hard counted. Silas gets obliterated.
Dude, just ban Lucian and then pick Silas, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't think... I mean, I know. Silas, it really depends on what's in the game, dude.
Yeah, it's about ults, right?
Dude, Silas is terrible into...
Yeah, but people are playing Ornn and shit like that, Curtis.
Yeah, it's good into Ornn as a top. I think it's more of a top pick, honestly.
Okay.
Into Ornn. But anyway.
Group B, I had DWG as first, JD as second.
Yep.
And then I had Talon as
Talon
third.
over Rogue. Why did
up.
people do that? I saw so many people put PSG Talon over Rogue.
Rogue's actually not bad.
Rogue is a great team.
Yeah,
when I was watching them in EU, I was incredibly impressed. I thought they were an exceptional team. And to people think that they would PSG second place LMS team. Wait, second place, right? Second place LMS team over Rogue. I'm like, what?
So yeah, the first day, so...
Dude, Rogue obliterated them. Perfect game.
I know, it's done. So I stuffed up my Group B, but it's all right.
In Group C, you did.
Group C, I did LGD as number 1.
Okay, why was that?
I don't know. I always have this thing about momentum from planes. I always feel that some teams, because they've played on that stage so much, they're so comfortable. So that was sort of like my gut shot, even though Gen G should theoretically finish
because you got to have risky. You have to have risky ones in there because it's never going to be
the pick'em's
perfect.
Always,
They're always upsets.
But obviously, LGD lost their game, but they lost to Gen G, right?
LGD lost to Gen G. Yeah. It was a close game though.
Yeah,
it was actually a close game. So LGD played decently there.
So then I got LGD, Gen G, and then Fnatic, and then TSM.
Yep.
So I got LGD and Gen G. I said Fnatic won't make it out of that group.
Do you think Fnatic won't make it out?
Well,
so that's the same as me.
The same as you?
I had Gen G, TSM. I'm a Bjergsen fanboy, so I put TSM second. So it's not looking good.
They're done, Curtis.
They're not looking good, eh?
And then Group D, this is the group. It should be pretty easy, I think.
Yeah.
Top Esports, DRX. And then I screwed this one up as well. I did URL. Again, the same principle as like they played in plane, so they warmed up on that stage.
No, I think UL can beat FlyQuest.
No, I think FlyQuest will beat them.
Really?
I do. I really do.
Well, I needed an upset there as well, so I put UL over FlyQuest.
Just, I think FlyQuest looked better from the first day.
Yeah.
But, so that's mine.
So my Group A is different to yours.
Yeah.
I have G2 first, Suning second.
That makes sense.
Because I just love G2. I think they're just exceptional.
Yeah.
And I put Marquis over Liquid. I put Liquid last.
That doesn't make sense. LMS, NA's better than LMS.
I think I looked at the players, dude. I remember we scrimmed them.
Yeah.
Some of the players on Marquis when we were scrimming G-Rex. And I don't know, man. They were pretty good, dude.
Dude, Core JJ Tactical, Jensen, Bjergsen, and Impact.
I just think that Liquid are going to overcomplicate things to shit the bed. That's my theory.
Okay.
Liquid will be shitting the bed all year. Not all year, all split, right?
They've been inconsistent, yeah.
So inconsistent. I just think they're going to overcomplicate it. I think they're going to shit the bed. And I think that's going to be an upset. I might be wrong. But anyway, I did that. Pretty much the same, but I put on the Group B, but I put Rogue third.
Yep.
PSG Talon last.
Yep.
Then I had my Gen G, TSM, Fnatic, LGD last. I mean, to be honest, I kind of regret putting TSM second now after seeing that first game, but it is what it is.
Dude, but my thought process there was they're just not... NA's just not good enough, man.
Yeah, NA's kind of...
They're not making it out of groups.
I mean, I think that there's like some shining lights with NA. Like there's some individual players that really stick out to me. Like obviously Tactical's really good. I think Core JJ is really good. To be honest with you, I think Bjergsen's exceptional. Who else? Man, I actually don't even mind. I don't even mind Broken Blade. I think Broken Blade's all right. There's certain players in NA that are really good. It's just like there's something going wrong in NA, and it's hard for me to comment until if I had more knowledge about NA scrim culture and I had more knowledge about NA Soloq. That's why I'm so excited to do NA bootcamp, dude.
Yeah.
Me and you going over NA and just playing NA Soloq, just figuring it out, eh?
When
It's
coronavirus
so fascinating.
is over.
Yeah. So that was my, bit of a risk there. And then standard for Group D, top DRX. Then I had Unicorns over FlyQuest, though.
I mean, DRX could beat top, dude. Honestly, they could.
They look good, didn't they? They look pretty good.
Yeah.
But Chovy looked pretty average game one, though. Chovy was very hit or miss that game. But in terms of games that you enjoyed, did you look at most of the games? Like, is there any game that you enjoyed watching?
I just, for TSM Fnatic, just to see, is NA going to make it out? And that decided, no, that's not going to happen.
I mean, it was so cool to see Top and Damwon just absolutely pop off.
Yeah, yeah.
It's wow, okay, there was the hypes there, and they delivered.
Yeah.
Props to them.
I mean, there was no upsets, was there, the first day?
I would say I didn't expect Genji LGD to be that close. I mean, a lot of people didn't think Rogue would destroy Talon that much, which I thought that was just going to happen. Yeah, there was no real upset.
That didn't make sense. But we'll see how today goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So tonight, this is where we get to see Group A for the first time. I believe we see G2 Suning tonight, which will be fascinating.
Yeah.
What's your prediction?
Yes, Suning's
going to beat G2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man, that's actually such a good group to
It is. And then Liquid. Yeah. It'll be interesting, Marquis. No one really knows too much about them.
I mean, they did 3-0 again in LMS. It'll be interesting, but I still think they'll come last.
All right. Cool. So you got another point, Nate Dog?
I thought we'll maybe do some questions now.
Okay.
And then we can...
And I got maybe another one here we can
All right. So we'll have a little catchphrase.
Q&A.
The Nathan and Kurt, the Broken by Concept Q&A section.
We can maybe put a little jingle.
A little jingle.
What's a cool little jingle?
Just me saying, then the welcome to the Broken by Concept.
When I play piano, maybe I can head over to the piano and do a little jingle on the piano, and then you can sing something, and then it's like this, the show, the Stevie Weeby show.
Do you want to tell the audience, Curtis, why you're learning piano? Wait, do you view yourself? You love music, but you've never been a musical person.
No, I played guitar for 6 years.
Did you really?
In high school,
you had a guitar.
I had a guitar.
Oh my god,
I still had my guitar. I had electric and an acoustic. I played it for quite a while. I think how many years was it? It was 5 years, 5 or 6 years, and I was pretty good. But then I gave it up and I regret it so much for some reason. And then and I just wanted a hobby away from the computer. I spend so much time playing League and just on my computer 24/7. I wanted a hobby that I genuinely love, that it's away from my computer, that I can refresh. When I'm in the middle of the day, I've done some coaching sessions, I've done all this League stuff. I just want to clear my mind. I just want to teach myself piano. So, yeah.
All right. So, this is a Q&A segment where people write in. Again, we talked about at the beginning of the show. People write in. We answer questions, solve their problems. This is one from Marcus. I think Marquis. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
I think it's Marquis.
Marquis? Oh, Marquis. Anyway, Marquis.
We should put their name on the... Is there a way you can maybe put their name on the YouTube? Like an image or something? Pop up Marquis.
Just the name.
So this is their name,
The question.
They feel special.
Okay, yeah, we can.
You do something like that.
I mean, people can be anonymous as well. I think it's fine. I think I don't need to running.
Okay.
Anyway, Marquis here is a high school freshman who just turned 14 and is really invested in League. Wants to play professionally one day. He says his improvement has been rapid. He played casually as a normal game player in Season 9, so he's only been playing for a year, 2 seasons. Started the season, hard start gold 4, but then found your guys' content somewhere mid-quarantine. Your mindset's about the game is so applicable to real life. I feel like a whole different matured person. It's not just the same. After getting my shit together from being in a loop of making new accounts and distracting myself, we talked about that before, it's very common with diamond players. People just make accounts just to feel good about smurfing, and stuff like that.
Yep.
Definitely don't want to be doing that, but he says he's got his shit together from then. I started climbing again a couple of weeks ago. In 20 days, playing on average 4 games a day from unranked start, I hit platinum for the first time with a high win rate purely playing carries. He says he plays on 30 FPS at the moment, so he's really proud of it regardless. Anyway, he says he has a terrible out-of-game life where he procrastinates extremely bad. He has 3 self-paced online classes due to COVID-19, where it's his responsibility to teach himself with given material. Says he quickly falls behind, is in cramming mode. He says that he can definitely do the work, but again, procrastination is his problem, and he wants to obviously become a professional league player, so he feels like he's just struggling with time management, and apparently it causes him lots of pain. He knows that he'll never really reach his potential goal of professional player if he can't get down simple things like time management in the first place, and he thinks it's going to ruin the rest of his life before he gets the chance. So this guy's having
he's having like
an early life crisis.
Breakdown.
Yeah, 14 years old. So he says he's just procrastination problem. So he says, TLDR, how do I manage my time better and discipline myself in regards to my online work and general class work so that I'm not only getting more time to play, but not thinking about the work I'm neglecting in game. So he's, thinking about
mental baggage.
Yeah, all the mental baggage, playing the game. What's our guidance, advice for him, Curtis?
Well, one of my biggest pieces of advice for this is it will literally solve all your problems. Jocko Willink talks about it. If you don't know who he is, YouTube him. He's like this military dude.
His book, Extreme Ownership.
Yeah, it's a book, Extreme Ownership. I actually haven't read that book, but I've just watched a lot of his stuff, his podcasts and stuff like that. And he talks about a thing called like discipline equals freedom. And the way I interpret it anyway is that if you're in a schedule, like if you've conditioned yourself, like I'm doing this at this time, no matter what, there's no mental baggage involved. As soon as it hits that time, you know what time it is. You know that you are doing it. So there's no decision fatigue. There's no mental baggage. Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? No, it's 6 o'clock and this is time to do this. It's 4 o'clock. It's time to do this. And he does that with working out, right? And it's the same for gym, right? With working out. If you get into a routine and a schedule where every single time on this day, at this time, no matter what, you're not this.
Even if you don't want to do it, you're tired from the night before.
Just force yourself to do it. And then what happens over time, your body becomes conditioned, and in regards to gym and fitness anyway, your body becomes conditioned, and you'll find it easier to do it because there's no like if. It's just I am doing it. Okay. The other thing actually with gym, I don't know if this is proven scientifically, but for me it happened. I found myself getting energy at that same time because my body knew.
It's like, let's wake up, body. Curtis is going to do some work.
It's like I'm going to go to the gym, so my body prepares myself. And one of my friend Josh used to go to the gym. I usually go to the work out with sometimes. He used to like eat a certain thing, like a tiny bit of like dark chocolate before he went to the gym, and he conditioned himself that if I have this chocolate, this means go time. So like get his body ready. So like trick his mind. Anyway,
the body's very good at that.
So what you need to do, Marquis, is you need to develop a very, very specific, detailed schedule. And I feel this is for me, dude. I am a scheduled dude, and I feel like I perform I perform so terribly in my life when I'm not in a schedule. And even right now I'm feeling it with COVID because like I've been struggling to really get back into a schedule. And for me, I get overwhelmed. I'm like, do I need to respond to Patreon messages, Discord DMs, Twitter DMs? Do I work on my next YouTube video? Do I play Soloq? Do I improve at this? Do I stream? Like I get screwed from every single angle. And unless I have like at least some sort of like a routine, I get overwhelmed, and then I play worse because I'm thinking about I should be making a video, or I can't concentrate on making my video because I should be thinking I should be doing other things. And the only way to get out of this is really, for me anyways, get into a schedule, dude. So what you need to do, and this is actually what I did at university, was I said, okay, between this time when I go to uni and when I'm on the train, every time of the day when I was at university, that was uni work. That was doing my assignments, that was studying, that was preparing, doing lectures, doing shoots, whatever it is. As soon as I got home and stepped inside my house, there was nothing to do with university. It was pure relaxation, league, and eating, sleeping. That's it. So I knew university, leaving my house, that was my time. Between this time and this time, that was university. Between this time and this time, it's league, no matter what.
And wait, would you do league once everything else was done so you had a clear mind?
No, sometimes I wouldn't even get what I got done at school, but I knew
But
that
you
I'm
knew
not.
this is league time.
I knew that even if I were to try to force myself to do university work at
Yeah,
home,
yeah.
it would be so inefficient that I could make up for it for the next day at university anyway. And this is my time for league. That's it.
Yeah. And you wouldn't think about anything else, just
No, I mean, I that's the only way I was able to operate
because it was scheduled.
because it was I had a lot of
This
shit
is
to
this
do.
time.
And it only worked. That's what worked for me. And I had to get out of my environment for me personally to do that work. But obviously you're in COVID, so it's going to be hard for you to do. So you got to get into a hardcore schedule, dude. If possible, if there was another place in your house that you could even do study, that would be even better. Like if you could like maybe study on like a separate place of your house, or where, if that was possible, on a laptop or on like a study in your house, or like a kitchen somewhere, a spare bedroom. If that was possible, that would be ideal to like kind of separate your environment.
Instead of being on the same, because this is the thing we hated about gaming houses is you're on the same PC that you're meant to be fully focused.
You're the
working
same
on,
PC you're doing PUBG and League.
casually playing on. You know, it's not good. That's not how humans are designed. You
No.
know, we're very environment based. The environment, this is happening, so this is how we react.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing as well for schedule is that, especially nowadays, it is so impossible to not get distracted between social media, phone notifications. Everything is pulling for attention. You need incredible discipline, especially to do things that it sounds like Marquis, you don't enjoy doing the schoolwork, obviously, which is, that's most people.
Yep. But
you've obviously got to get it done. School's really important at the end of the day, at least till up until university.
Yeah.
Finish high school. So you've got to really make sure you're not distracted, because again, I think the biggest thing is if you're sitting on the same computer you're playing League on, same room, you're already on the back foot, because you're just going to open up YouTube instantly if something gets hard. YouTube or Spotify or something like that, listen to music. So that's the biggest thing for schedule as well. You need to. This is the time, because what people do with schedule as well is that they do start doing it for like 10, 15 minutes. They feel like, a notification comes up on their phone. You're like, I've done 15 minutes. I'll quickly check it. And that turns into 10 minutes. And then your whole workflow is actually just ruined.
You can't go in between, like you said. The mental baggage involved with knowing you should do something else is just it will pay. You'll pay the price over the long run.
But it also sounds like as well is that you're beating yourself up way too much as well. You're 14 years old, and the words you're using here, I'm going to ruin the rest of my life if I get the chance, yet I still procrastinate. One thing to know about me, Marquis, is I love procrastination. It's literally I actually schedule it into my day.
Nathan is the best procrastinator in the world. I've never met anyone who's better at procrastinating.
If there's someone world records for procrastination, I'll be there. Yeah. But it's part of my process, though. That's how I come up with all my great decision making. So yeah, it's sort of just like understand you're procrastinating, and it's just fun. The stigma of procrastination, there's times to do the work,
But you're never going to be on 24/7.
That's right.
That's the one thing you got to understand. You're never going to go, okay, I've done study for like 3 hours. Now I'm going to play perfect in League for 3 hours. Then I'm going to sleep perfect. Like there's going to be.
I use it as a break. I like procrastinate sort of as a break as well, in a way.
No, but you remember I used to talk about transition periods in my day when I was a coach?
Yeah.
Did you hear me talk about that? This was like my IRL learning objective.
I don't remember.
You remember?
No.
Okay, so when I was a head coach,
Was this 2018 or 2017?
This was 2018 and 19.
Okay.
Because what I realized in my day, right, as a coach, this is the way my day would work. It was like wake up, run, like shower, breakfast, go to the office, prepare for scrims, scrim. It was like obvious thing to do, right? Now I was thinking like, I don't have time for anything. I always felt like if I want to be a great coach, I didn't have time to do other things. So I actually got way more specific. I'm like, where's all my time disappearing? Then I realized transition periods are the times between activities that just I use so poorly.
Yeah.
So what I realized was, let's just say I'm going from, say I was going from studying hardcore to something else. The worst thing you can do is like kind of elongate or lengthen that transition period where you're not doing anything. You're not studying and you're not relaxing. you're doing nothing. You're like either on your phone, kind of checking, and you're trying to decide what to do next. Sometimes you waste around trying to cook a meal when you could have maybe prepared that before. Every part of this is when I was trying to be as time efficient as possible as a head coach when I was the most busy in my life. I was always trying to find a way to be better with my time. So I could better do my job or I could rest better. But I never rested well. That's something I had to learn. And I still, to this day, Nathan tries to help me to rest. Like, I feel guilty even taking one day off. Like, I'm still not able to be, like, present. Anyway, but something that helped me was, again, in terms of maximizing my day, is really focus on those transition periods. You'll realize, oh, shit, 10 minutes disappears here, 15 minutes disappears here. The most obvious one is you getting out of bed. Getting out of bed and wasting time on your phone in the morning. There's 20 minutes just done.
Yeah.
Sometimes even longer for
20
people.
minutes is a lot.
20 minutes is huge.
It's not doing something. It's like getting ready for your day. 20 minutes can make a big difference.
If you could speed up the process of doing all those shitty things that you don't want to do faster, and so you have more time to enjoy. Because if you have like 10-minute chunks everywhere that you're missing or 20-minute chunks everywhere that you're just wasting, you add 3-4 of them up. That's an hour and a half where you could just be chilling, relaxing, watching something on Netflix or just like talking to your friends or like playing a fun game of PUBG. You know? That's a tip anyway that worked for me. I just found fascinating. I never really found anyone talking about that. I just kind of found it myself. And I found it to be very good for really maximizing my days.
Oh, that's good advice, Curtis. I like it. All right, so that answers that question. We're happy with that.
Marquis sounds like a cool dude though.
Keep at it, man. Again, you're 14, man. You're asking the right things. You're solving great problems. People procrastinate their whole lives away.
Yeah.
You know? Like I say, it's a good thing, but I mean, other than that, I don't procrastinate all the time. I still get stuff done. But, you know, people like 50 years old and they're like, what happened to my life? You know? So it's good that you're thinking about that now.
Definitely, man.
All right. So next one here, we got one from Ryan. He says, I think you wanted a topic to get us into this one, but I mean, I guess it sort of relates to what we talked about earlier in the podcast. So first of all, thanks for the great content. It's helped me really improve as a player. My question is, do you see league and esports in general growing to rival traditional sports in the future? If so, what do you see yourselves doing in the scene if it were to get that big, still making YouTube content, coaching young talent, getting back into coaching teams full-time? Keep up the great work.
You can take this one for a little bit.
All right. Do you see league and esports in general growing to rival traditional sports in the future? I'd say yes, and it could literally oversurpass it purely because of the difference in participation between traditional sports and esports. The thing that surprised me about esports definitely over the last couple of years is just how much people actually don't play the game that much anymore and actually watching more so than playing, which has actually surprised me a lot. You know, people have their reasons for not playing. But at the end of the day, the participation is still much higher than like, at the end of the day, like a 30-year-old is probably not playing like, you know, AFL or like the NFL or something like that, you know?
Not playing American football.
Yeah, not playing. But like, I'm 30, I'll be playing League, dude.
Yeah.
I'll be 40 probably playing League. You know, your dad plays sometimes. Here's what? The barrier to entry to play League, it's free and just requires hands and...
Yeah, so easy to do. So so what you're saying is that because of how
people
easy it is,
are way more invested in the game than traditional sports.
Because of how easy it is to participate.
Because the participation is so high, which is very rare. I mean, participation is high again in terms of like just all levels. Like so many people play the game versus the viewership's very high for traditional sports. People watch it, but they don't play it.
They don't play it.
You know?
So you think that's why it might surpass it in the future?
I think
because of how many people will be able to play it.
Play it, yeah. And obviously, the thing right now is that there's still a barrier to entry to learn League. But again, like as we get older, we have kids. We educate them on this game League if it's still around. You know, we talked about how you said League will be around for at least 10 years,
Definitely.
right?
100%.
You know, like people as well now who, like, let's say we started League when we were like, you know, 12, 13. One was about people who started League at 23 in like 5 years' time.
We didn't start League when we were 10, 13. We started League when we were like 15. 16.
Oh yeah, maybe that's
right. 15, 16.
Anyways, the older crew, you know, they're probably going to be having kids soon, and then like they start educating the game, or like, you know, they start playing, like, you know how you talk about the story and you play on your dad's lap, like Counter Strike and stuff. That's what got you into Counter Strike.
Yeah, that's what got me.
And that's what got you into esports today. I reckon your dad got you into esports theoretically. Yeah, so, yeah, I literally think it will surpass it, especially as Just everything's moving online. Just the amount of content you can produce is ridiculous from League. I mean, look at how big League is on YouTube. It's huge. It's like huge. Like Minecraft is obviously, I think that's the biggest game on YouTube in terms of content creation.
Yeah.
But League's like big as well, man. You know, there's, I mean, think about how many YouTubers are at 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
You know,
it's massive.
I mean, how many NFL channels are at 1 million subscribers? Players don't have that. Like, they can't create content as like easy as like a you know, a League player can. So I think that's the pure reason why I think it will surpass Rival. I mean, Rival Tradition would surpass it.
Well, for me personally, I think that it'll be difficult for it to surpass it. But I think it can be like nearly on par. Like it could be like basically this very, very, very big. So like there's some sports. Because it depends if we're talking global, how big it is globally, or domestically. Like,
okay,
I can't see League being bigger than NFL in America.
So you think
for the next
that's capped out
for the next like, you know, at least the next like 50 years. Like, I can't say.
Right, yeah.
Maybe in like other countries, maybe in Korea, South Korea, or like China, I could maybe see it. But I can't see it for America.
Yeah, definitely.
For America specifically.
I mean, yeah, America. They only have 3 million players on their player base. There's not
their
enough.
Traditional sport culture is way too deep.
College scene,
it's too deep in college wise, and the way schools work. It's too deep,
and also demographics as well. Where you're born and
it's
raised.
a social event. From what I've heard, the people who went to my Aussies that went to America, everyone went to the football games. It's a social event.
That's true. League doesn't have that.
It doesn't have that. We don't have that social element. And the social element of college and those schools is massive. It's why a lot of people go to college is literally the social events. A lot of people. They want to go to the party college or whatever. A lot of it's centered around the Sunday football.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that it won't beat it in America.
Yep.
Maybe in some Asian countries, but definitely not America. I don't know about Europe. Probably not Europe either. I don't think it will surpass football there either, but it'll be close. One thing that I think needs to happen for it to be big, though, is I think there needs to be way more, I would say, education on... It's just more education on the benefits of it, I would say. I think right now there's very obvious benefits of playing a traditional sport.
Yeah, physically,
mentally, every aspect, emotionally, every aspect. Traditional sport is amazing. But it's just not quite there yet. And I think there's still many, many, many years of education for it to get even close.
So League esports you're talking about?
I'm talking about esports,
yeah.
Gaming.
League.
And that's a stretch to think about. League is just one game. League, yes, has many benefits, but there's a lot of other games like Counter-Strike that is very difficult. FPSs in general, very difficult to say this is as healthy as
it's
for you than traditional sport.
Yeah.
League, maybe.
Yeah.
But even then, like, you can't say this, like, counter-terrorists versus terrorists, you know.
It's hard. It's hard.
Very difficult. Yeah. So I think it's hard to sell, yeah. So I think the education element of gaming needs to come a long way. There needs to be a lot more research. There needs to be a lot more exposure for it to become anywhere near as big as traditional sports. So it's got a long, long way to go.
Yeah, when I say surpass, give a time frame, I agree. I think 50 years.
50 years, yeah. I do think League, though, specifically, is going to be around for the next... I can't see it not being around for the next 20.
At minimum 10.
I think it will be around for the next 20.
At minimum 20.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Personally.
Yep, as long as Rod doesn't screw it up.
Yeah. And what was the other part of the question? It was where do we see us?
Let's just do a quick... I just got to reset the battery on the camera, and then we'll be back.
Quick intermission.
So back again, the second part of Ryan's question was... And then what does he say? What would we be doing if the scene were to get that big? Still making YouTube content, coaching young talent, getting back into coaching teams full time. I mean, I always don't like to think that far in the future, but what I'm doing right now and what I want to be continuing doing, I mean, I talk a lot about next generation of players. I want to work with them. I love coaching young talent. You know, I mean, I guess I can't speak for you, but I sort of want to take a break from the esports scene. I mean, I was there, we went to Worlds a couple of times.
We're definitely going to take a break for at least.
I mean, my passion right now is definitely focused on the grass. I think the grassroots, that's where the work needs to be done right now. Again, up and coming players like the pro scene is whatever. You know, that's something that obviously people are doing great stuff there. But where I see my place right now is in the young amateur scene, getting players, specifically Soloq, and, you know, making the next generation players into world-class players, athletes, whatever you want to call them, but push the bar in terms of that aspect?
Well, the way I like to view it is that I have a compass, and my compass is set in a direction, right? I know I want to be involved in League of Legends and esports eventually, and like for the next, for my career, ideally, but I don't know what specifically I'm going to do. It could be building a small community of devoted, grassroots people who want to like go pro. It could be with a pro team. It could be, it could be doing a lot of things. I don't know. All I know is I'm going to be involved in helping people both get better at the game and being better versions of themselves through League, through gaming. That's it.
Yep.
And I believe that it's only going to grow. And even if it would have remained this big, I know there's more than enough people out there for me to make a career out of it. So, I have a compass. It's in this direction somewhere. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing in 10, 20 years. I don't know, but it's going to be in that area.
Would you get back to a team coaching full time, Curtis?
I don't think I would ever go back to being. Okay, I don't want to say ever.
Never say never, Curtis.
I'm never going to say never, but I can't see myself being a head coach again. But I could definitely see myself being a positional coach for mid lane. Because again, I was literally saying to Nathan earlier on, I've recently leveled up my game so much as a mid laner, and I'm going to do a new video soon about what I found. I seriously think I'm finding out concepts and figuring out things about mid lane that I never thought were possible. And it's been getting me results now to climb to high challenger when I was struggling at mid challenger, mid to low challenger. Now I'm getting to high challenger. I'm learning things. I'm becoming a better mid laner at the age of 24, turning 25 than I ever was. I'm genuinely feel like I'm nearly at the peak my form at this age. And that's only recently happened in the last month. And
everything started to click.
It's crazy for me to think that I'm still figuring out this many things about mid lane, and I never would have got to this level if I was a head coach. I never would be able to get this detailed. Because head coach, I need to be thinking about too many other things. Which makes me think, wow, if I'm going to dedicate myself to being the best mid lane coach in the world, I could genuinely level up someone like Bjergsen. I could help Bjergsen reach new levels.
There could be opportunities there working again in the pro scene potentially.
Yeah, but so I could maybe see myself working as a positional coach in the future, but I don't know.
All right, next question here has come from, his name is Bench. Literally has a picture of a bench.
Right.
So I don't know if his name actually is Bench.
Benchy, mate.
Hello guys, greetings from Mexico. Really love the show, amazing content discussions. Thanks for making them. I'd like to suggest a topic that involves the road to achieve pro player. Proplay. We have talked about the road of the pro player once they're in, but how about how they reach to become a pro player? How does it work? Do teams themselves pick them up? Do they shine on the Soloq ladder and they just get picked up? Including how much of a level what level do they need to be at for the standard of pro play? I have the knowledge that learning pro play and Soloq, it's totally different. We've sort of talked a little bit about Soloq competitive. We can touch on that again.
Yeah.
But then again, so basically, how do you get picked up?
How to become a pro, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a few ways. There's different ways, but it seems like now more than ever, you got to go through the academy. It seems like now it's rare that you go straight from
Soloq to academy.
Soloq to pro. No, it's rare that you go from Soloq to pro.
Okay.
I'm talking like NALCS.
Okay.
Usually, you have to go through academy.
I mean, that will happen. But what will happen is that I believe that the best thing for so everything for me, I think still right this day. I don't think we're at that stage where people have developed an academy. I'm actually the opposite. I think players become worse in academy because they start pulling their focus away from Soloq and they start getting into very amateur environments that actually hindering their learning and helping them, right? So I think everything should start from Soloq. You need to get as high as possible Soloq as possible. When you get picked up, yes, you're not going to go straight from Soloq to pro, but you get picked up in that team into academy with the intention to replace the pro player. That needs to be why you get picked up into that academy. If you're getting into the academy team because you're just okay, that's not how you get to pro.
No.
You get to pro by being the conversation is literally, okay, you're going to join my academy team for one split. You're going to be in pro the next thing.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure
that should be your mindset as a player joining the org
That
as
should
well.
be the mindset, yeah. I'm going in to be a pro player.
Well, people get so comfortable joining academy as well.
Yeah,
They're
that's
like, oh yeah, I'm getting money now and I can relax.
I made it.
It's the other way around, man. It's harder.
Yeah.
You got to push yourself harder.
Because, again, the next Soloq player is coming up, and that's how the Soloq player who's spending all that time in Soloq, you're spending time scrimming, he gets the attention of pro players, he's ranked 3 on the ladder, and you joined only at rank 50, and you didn't make it for some reason into
You're
the pro
done.
team, you're done. See you later.
Yeah. I think, solo queue is always the most important thing. You
Because
put a disproportionate amount
solo
of time in
queue, you can like when you're in an academy, you impress at max. You can impress other academy players. They don't make decisions for the pro
Well, think
teams.
about Korea, though. In Korea, I'm pretty sure they go from solo queue into sub into pro player.
Okay, there you go.
So they sub and they sub in scrims. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like that's the way it works.
Because they get the attention of
think
other
about
pro players.
Carrier, he went from like solo queue to like just DRX.
There you go.
I don't know if his story though. Don't quote me on this, but
Yeah.
by the looks of it, because you know how I found about Carrier, who's now playing for DRX at Worlds. He was the one who duoed with FBI when FBI was boot camping in Korea. You know
That's right.
Remember when
Yeah,
FBI
yeah.
initially
He
got very high
He
in
was like
Korean
ranked 10
challenge?
or something like that, wasn't he?
He got I thought he got higher than that.
Did he?
I thought he got like rank 3 or something.
Wow,
I thought FBI.
Yeah.
Right? He got very high in Korea.
Yeah.
And then he was duoing with Carrier at the time. And then I'm pretty sure an org must have signed Carrier when he was 16. Just as a solo queue player. And as soon as he turned 17, he ended up going pro. Anyway, regardless, solo queue is the most important thing as anyone aspiring to be pro player.
And the biggest thing as well is
your mentality should be, how can I get rank 1 as well?
Yeah,
It shouldn't
just
just be
rank
like
1.
challenger, it should be rank 1.
Rank 1.
If you can't get comfortable getting low challenger, you got to be try and find a way to get rank 1.
there is the biggest thing as well is you will impress pro players in solo queue. As soon as pro players start talking that you're the next big thing,
You got to know people
You're
got to
in.
know you, because that's what I said. The way the conversation works is coaches don't always make the decisions. The way it works is they will ask pro players, "Have you seen this guy in solo queue? What do you think about this guy?" It's never, "Coach, oh yeah, scout. This guy's a good player." They always ask the players, "What do you think of it? Have you seen him in
the
solo
other thing
queue?"
as well is like asking about toxicity levels and like what do they like as a person in solo queue as well. That's important as well.
You got to build relationships as well with pro
Don't
players.
screw
I
it
think,
up.
by the way.
There's a lot of people that are just super toxic, and then pro players are like, I don't know,
Screw that guy.
Yeah, screw that guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Really important. So answer that question. Pure
Networking.
network. Well,
Well, the way you
skill
network
first.
is through being good, people
Yeah.
recognizing you, adding them, and then maybe doing 1v1s with them, asking them about the game, building those relationships through solo queue. That's definitely the way to go.
All right, we'll do one more question here. This is from Ish, I think you pronounce his name. So Ish here says, "Hey Curtis and Nathan, I tend to find it extremely hard to stay positive mental as an ADC and try to look for ways I can win a game since I feel like I'm at the mercy of my support and jungler. Says, even if I ping or let them know their lane assignments, they won't care, so I'm forced to share golden experience with them. How do I stay calm and look for ways to win without feeling so tied to my teammates?"
All right. So, again, I want to preface this with we are not 80 carry coaches. I've coached 80 carries at a
Very little
pro
experience.
level. I've helped them, but again, I don't know the details about 80 carry as much as I do as mid lane, right? So I just preface it with that. I'm under the assumption that 80 carry is large. There's a few things I think that you can definitely do to improve your results as an 80 carry in solo queue. Okay, one thing why I know this is the case is because players like Calvin, or the best 80 carries, who get the challenger every single season, they can do it no matter what. They can climb from Iron to Challenger through 80 carry only, and carry as 80 carry. They don't play other roles without even dueling through a few things. Number one is, as an 80 carry, you have to have attention to detail. Yes, a lot of the time it's going to be difficult because maybe there's a support gap, right? Like you're going to have maybe a bad support.
Support definitely it dictates the early lane phase a lot.
The early
right?
lane phase, definitely. There's going to be things that you can't do because of your support, and that's just, you have got to accept that and work with it. But you got to have attention to detail, thinking to yourself, could I have autoed here? Could I have weaved an auto? Why did I take that auto attack? Could I have dodged this skill shot? Why did I give them brush control here? Could I have actually got to lane earlier and got control over this lane? Was I able to tether here a little bit better? Could I have thinned the wave in a different way? Could I have positioned around the creeps better to minimize the amount of damage taken? Could I have used my ward better so I could actually not have gotten ganked? All of these little details really come into play because, again, you're not playing an aggressive assassin that has a lot of proactive play potential. All of your little it's 80 carry is all about the small details adding up, which leads me to my main thing as an 80 carry. Micro, yes, is massive important, which you should refer to my micro video that I mentioned. But largely, wave state is one of the biggest, most important things in bot lane. bot lane is all about wave state. Where is the wave? What is it doing? And how does it actually influence the way? How does it influence the way your trades are panning out?
Yeah.
You'll notice, and what I recommend you doing if I was say a low, gold player or platinum player, AD carry, is look at pro VODs. You know who actually has some good guides? Arrow. You know Arrow, the AD carry? He used to play for KT and he played for Optic, Immortals, whatever.
Well, YouTube and then Korean.
He has YouTube. He does in English.
Oh, wow.
He does good guides.
Oh, wow.
AD carry guides. Apparently, I've heard.
Yeah.
I'll check them out. But anyway, and I would actually watch pro VODs of AD carries and notice how you'll see what they do with the waves. I was like, why are they doing this? Are they building waves? Are they thinning waves? Are they bouncing the waves and letting the wave come out? Are they positioning in the bush in a certain way? Are they pulling waves level 1? What are they doing with the wave that is allowing their champion to take good trades? What you'll realize is that certain champions require certain wave states. Certain champions getting pushed in are complete useless in bot lane. Champions like Ashe, they're literally a completely different champion when getting pushed in versus pushing. So then I would find a way as an AD carry. How can I? Yes, my support might not help me. Maybe I can type to them level 1, tell them what I want. Help me push level 1. Sorry, jungle, I can't leash. I need to start in lane to get the shove. Or, building waves, slow building waves, bouncing waves, hard pushing waves, making sure you're getting good resets. You're controlling the wave as much as you can, and you're very aware of your micro. So those are the main elements of what you need to be focusing on as an AD carry to massively influence your chances of winning.
So he should pull his attention away from, because the way that Ish is talking, it sounds like he's in the mid game sharing experience, right?
Nothing to do with yes, mid game team fighting is very important actually.
Team fighting specifically
is very important.
If you're further enough ahead in the lane phase, you're going to win those.
But you got to be a farming machine as an AD carry. The way Katsuri spoke to about this, and King, two very high yellow AD carry, pro AD carries, they always say, you got to be a vacuum as an AD carry. Find a way to get farm. You get it after your laning phase, even if you go even if you go even in the laning phase and nothing happens, but you farm incredibly well because your wave states were very good. You swap top, or you go mid, farm. You're doing wolves on the way back to lane, or you're getting raptors in between waves. You're just being a vacuum. Or when you go top, you swap after getting bot tower, you get Krugs. Like you're a farm machine, or you don't miss CS. You're heading into mid game with 180 farm by 20 minutes. Or even 200 farm in 20 minutes, you'll be an absolute machine.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see that in anything up to like Diamond 1.
So CSing is an incredibly massive part of playing as an AD carry. And the only way you can get good CS is through good wave manipulation, by the way. It's the only way. So I would take a look at pros and to see what do they do. What do they do specifically to get these good CS numbers? Look at it. Like, watch them. Oh, you look at a VOD and you say, oh, wow, this guy's CS is so good. No, get specific. Why are they able to CS? Why are you not able to? And then I'll go into your VODs and be like, I'm not able to CS this because, okay, the way I can see why now. The wave's not here. I'm getting tethered here. I'm taking too much damage level 2 when I should just respect. Maybe I have to give level 1 and 2, but wait till level 3 in which I can. So all those micro small details, man, very important.
I think you covered it and hit it on the head. Yeah, again, don't worry about that. If you're getting to the stage where you're struggling to get experience and gold, you're either not further enough ahead in the lane phase, or you need to try. I know that then the next thing you're going to say is like, well, I can't be by myself in a side lane. I'll just get killed without my support, right?
Then you just got to group, dude. Like, yes, grouping's fine, but again, you got to farm camps on the way through. I mean, again, you probably should be getting yourself in a pretty favorable situation before that, but if not, then again, just be as efficient as possible. Tell your AD carry where to
suck it up.
Yeah, tell your support to follow you.
All right.
But again, micro, and then you're going to focus on your positioning and team fights and stuff like that. You will come out, man. Small details.
And then you say that, how do you keep a positive mental? This will help you get a positive mental because it sounds like you're focused on your teammates right now. You'll be more focused on yourself. And when you start watching the VODs Curtis recommended.
No, because what's going to happen as well, you're comparing your gameplay to like another average AD carry, or like you're just seeing the AD carry you're versing. Watch VODs of like the best AD carries and you'll see how far away. Try and look for the POV VODs if possible as well. Sometimes there's Uzi POV VODs and you're like, holy shit.
I got a lot to work on.
You just feel like, because that's going to give you freedom. Like, wow, I just realized how bad I am. But it's good to think like that in a way. It's like, oh, wow, I know how shit I am. But now I know there's all these elements of my gameplay to improve in the first 10 minutes of the game. That's why I said mid lane as well. First 10 minutes, man. Super important.
Oh, I think that's good advice. Hope that helps for you, Ish. I think that's going to wrap up our section. Again, we've got a lot of questions. We'll sift through them over the next couple of podcasts.
And there was a few, Nathan, that you mentioned that you wanted to cover in the next episode, right? Which is revolving around...
We was talking about autopiloting and focus.
That's going to be the next episode.
Yeah, we'll touch on that on next one. But
okay.
We'll keep sending them in. We'll get to like all of them eventually. If we don't answer them on the podcast, we'll answer them. We'll send you we'll reply to the email. But just know that we are reading them all. Again, you can send it at brokenbyconceptshow@gmail.com.
The link's in the description.
Links in the description. So I think we can pretty much wrap it up there, Curtis. We still got some other topics we can talk about, but the game is probably pretty long. We don't want to go. I think 2 hours.
How long have we been going for?
We have been going for 1 hour and 42 minutes.
I think we wrap it up.
Yeah,
and then we can bring it back next time. There's a few things.
Nice Sunday afternoon.
There was something I wanted to talk about. Tilt and slumps and self-sabotage.
Excellent.
You want to bring that next one?
Yeah, next one. Yeah.
We'll do the next one.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, well, that's it for Broken by Concept episode number 7. If you're listening to this on Spotify, we do have our new YouTube channel.
If you're listening to this, I'm not
set
live.
up.
I'm not here anymore.
What did you say, Curtis?
Nothing. You know they do those like things where it's like, if you're watching this, I'm either dead. I'm either dead or I'm out of the country.
Yeah. No, they literally say like, if you're watching this, I'm
if I'm not here now, I'm not here anymore.
Yeah, that's right. There's only
if you're
one
watching
option,
this, I'm not here anymore.
So, yep. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you in BBC episode number 8.
I love BBC.
Thanks for that, Curtis.